Hello everybody. Today I will be going over reading from a file, but this time I have several lines and I would like to update it and I would like to insert more on this one. And I assume you know how to read and write from a file, and you know how to use arrays in C++. Other than that, there is no assumption. So we will be managing our data in the memory with arrays. So let me go over this code a little bit. This is just a simple program. We have accounts.txt. Let me move this one to here so you can see the content of the file. These are, first a name, and this is the balance, and second person name and another balance. And we have only 2 customers so far. And I have bank CPP, which is the only file code I have, and I have this accounts.txt is a constant name. It's a good practice. So I open with input ifstream. I have to have ifstream, as you know, and just opened it, and I check whether the file is working fine. If not, I will get this file accounts.txt cannot be found. It will print to the screen, and I have only 2 variables now, name and balance. I'm reading it. This is fin file in. I use this naming convention if you remember my previous videos. This is like file in, like C in. I am using the same notation like C in, but now I'm reading from file. This will read John and 5000 and spit out to the console because I'm using C out, not F out, not to the file. And then now I'm reading the second person and printing out. But if I have, for example, 10 customers, I cannot keep doing this one, right? Let's run this and then make sure this is working fine. And now you will see John 5000, it is printed over here, and Mike 4000 is printed over here. That's good. But now I'm going to use, instead of using this one, okay, I'm going to use an array, but parallel arrays. So assume this bank is small bank, and then we cannot have more than 20 customer, okay? So I need to have array size of 20 names and also 20 balances for them. So this index 0 will be my first person John, and second person will be Mike. So I can I can use for loop, which will fit better in here, right? Instead of using individual like this. So I'm going to make here while we are going to use again fin. There's a function end of file. So I will say while not end of file, keep reading. So you don't see, but in here in the file, there is an EOF at the end of this in the 5th line. So it will continue reading all of them into here. Okay, into this name and balance. The first 0 index will be the first person. Let me, oops, not this one. Let me have a visual representation of this. So I reserved an array. The size is 20, but 2 parallel arrays. This red one will be I will be holding all the names. Okay, so I'm going to a little bit slice this a little bit, so not all towards the end. So this is the index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2, and it goes on till index 19 if you remember. So I will have the blue one, and this will be our another parallel array. In this one I'm holding the balance. So here I'm trying to draw all the same index we are going to use. So the 0th index, in this case, let me put this with this color. This one, okay, I don't want to. This one will be the first person information, John and 5000, and second person will be in this index 2, index 1, actually 0 and 1. So second person, and it will go on like this. But the rest is junk actually. We don't know what is in here. So I would like to remember the first available index location. That is important. So I would like to make here integer. I will say first available first index, let's say. This is first available index, okay? At the very beginning it is 0 because I have nothing in here. So I will have this code piece over here and put the name into, look at this beauty now, into this first index. Actually it is first available index, but I didn't want to make it long. And then later on, when the first one is filled, so this is filled with the first information, John and Mike, and I will increment this, so make the next location available, or the next location I would like to know which location is available for the next person. So this will become 1, which will be this place. And if we have another person, it will be going to put into the index 2 because it is automatically incremented. So in here, if you let me inside, when I read it, I would like to print it before incrementing it. So I would like to print the name, the one I read, right, and the balance that I read from file to the console. So this is just printing out to console, print out to console, and this is read from file. This part is read from file, and next data will be written into this index, So I'm incrementing it and making it ready. I don't need this part. And now let's see, let's remove this part also. Let's see if this for loop is gonna work. I'm doing live, so I don't have any code I'm looking, and no code I have available. So it's printing the same stuff. So let's make sure this is working with the new person. I'm going to have another person. Let's have this Nikki. Okay, I don't know, Nikki is written like this. Let's give Nikki some $8,000. So I'm going to run again. There's one, and we have Nikki as well. So all of them is printed. This is parallel array. Now in this one you see we have the first one is John, second one is Mike, and this is Nikki, and this is 5,000, this is 4,000, and this is 8,000 if you look at the file content. So this is working fine. So if I, okay, I don't want to close this. So what I want to do is now, for example, Mike is going to withdraw some money, okay? So he needs $1,000. So he will withdraw some money, and I would like to update this file. Mike's data is in the middle of here. So easy way, because we don't have too much data, we don't need to worry. I would read everything into memory once. Okay, this is important. I'm going to type here so you can remember. So read once and write once. Okay, I'm going to do this. So I will read it everything into the memory and write into the file. Read once from file and into memory. Let me say this, into memory. Memory is an array in this time, at this case, okay? And let me put over here array, and write once from array to the file, okay? Back. So that is my goal. Let's try to do this. Now, this is the reading part. Okay, read all the data from file, from a file or the file. So, and I will do some updates here. Do updates here, and then write all the data once back to file. That's it. So I will be doing this part. This can be sliced into functions that would work better, but let's do this now. So what I'm going to do is, I know the Mike is index is in index 1, so I'm going to do this. Update the balance of Mike, which is index 1. If you remember, John is sitting here, all this John's data, and this is Mike's data. So Mike has $4,000. Now what I'm going to do is, I can use minus equal to minus equal to, right, plus equal to minus equal to, and I will just put here 1,000. So I should have now $3,000 here. Okay, so I'm just updating this one. Okay, it says uninitialized, but it is be initialized in here. It doesn't. That's okay. This is just a warning. So I'm just withdrawing this money, and I'm going to dump everything into the memory. So when I am done with the reading, after this while loop, I should close it. Okay, so I'll let other guy to come and write. So this is closed. This is the important part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again open, not for input. Now I'm going to for output. Okay, I would like to have this copy this code and put over here. Instead of input file stream, output file stream. Instead of file in, like we are doing C out, now I'm going to do it file out. C is for console out. Now it is file out. I'm going to use the same file name, which is this account. You see, this is good. When I have constant, I don't need to do anything. So it is for open. I will make sure this is opened. So this is working, I'm assuming. And what I'm going to do is this time I need to, I cannot use while, because this time I need to use for loop, because this has a lot of data in here, but most of them are junk. I would like to, this first index, available index, if currently we have 1, 2, 3, so it will be 0, 1, 2. Now it should be 3. The first available index is 3, if you remember. Let make this green. This is the available location, this index. So I can for loop till there. So this way I can dump all of them. So what I'm going to do is I just use a for loop. I don't need a while loop. Integer I equal to 0. I is less than this first index, available index. Okay, and I plus plus, and let's have our curly braces here. And now I'm going to, instead of fin, I would like to do this. Just copy this one and write to, of course, spelling is write to the file. So instead of fin, I will be using now f out, right? Because I'm going to write. And when I'm using f out, this should be less than, or this angle bracket opening, and it will write not first index, the ith index, which will be 0 at the very beginning, and second and third. But if you remember, here we have new line after each of them. I will have the same one because I will be reading the same file again, so I shouldn't ruin the file format. So this should work wonderfully after this, but I'm going to close it. If I don't close, it will stay in the buffer and it's not going to update the file. When I close it, it will dump everything into the file and close the stream, which we have here, output file stream. Okay, so now I'm going to run this and test. Let's see what's going to happen now. So Mike we read this one and we update it. When I hit enter, Mike should have $1,000 less. It should be $3,000. Okay, it is just updated. Mike has 3. Hello. In the previous video, this is the continuation of it. We had one problem. Okay, when I run this one, if you look at the new line, there is no 6th line over here, and we have Mike has now $4,000. When I run this one, and when I hit enter, you see it adds one new line, because at the end when I'm writing I put end line, and this is necessary. But I need to take care of this one, because next time when we go into the for loop, end of line is after this, so this is read as a name and balance is got nothing. So this is causing a problem. Let me run one more time. You see I got this, and I save it. It is saved here, the name, and this is a random number and new line, as if I have now 1, 2, 3, 4 elements in here, but actually this is not correct. So what I'm planning to do is, to get around this problem, assuming this is the current situation I have, the 7th line empty, I'll check that one when I'm reading it. So if I get an empty line, I'm going to just break the while loop so it doesn't continue reading it. Okay, so after here, when I read the name, I'm going to do this. If name that we just read is empty, okay, this is a function, I will just break out of this while loop. Let's see whether this is going to work for this case. When I run this, I shouldn't have anything ruined like this. This is fine. Mic is going to go into the negative in a second because we are deducting every time $1,000, but this is now working perfectly without any problem. Let's test another one. I am going to put nothing in here, like I have just this. So whether it's going to work, looks like this is working too. Let me go back and put everything in here. Let's give some money to Mike. So, and take a little bit money from Mike. It is $9,000. So it is working. So what we have done is, let's go one more time. We opened this file and we read everything once, and later on we write everything once, and we did some operations here updating the balance. So how about deleting it? So if you want to delete, for example, Mike's account, because he is no longer wants to work with this bank and we would like to delete his account. So how am I going to do that? So the plan is this. When I am writing, I go sequentially, right? If the account number, Mike, for example, this is the index that I'm going to remove. Let me put some different color. This one is I'm going to remove. I will mark it, and when I am saving into here, I will skip it. So I don't have to I don't have to write this one. So what I'm going to do is, for example, if I'm going to delete the Mike, I know he's in here as a second item, which is index 1. So I will come here. What I'm going to do is, if this time I am going to remove it, for example, if I is equal 1, which means the location of Mike, I will just do continue. So without writing, going here and writing, I will continue to the next one. But you may say, how do you know this is 1? Of course, we will be searching it. This one, when you are working on accounts, you will ask, account name. If it is Mike, you know the Mike's index, and you can do balance and withdraw and all those kind of things in the memory, in these arrays. So later on, you will save it back. If you are going to delete, you will just need to keep which index not to be written. So in here, index 1 shouldn't be written. So if I want to delete this one, you will see in a second, Mike should be removed from there. Mike is gone. So that is the way we can do. Now if I run this one more time, Nikki will be gone, because I'm not going to write Nikki's information. So Nikki is gone. If I run one more time, I have no idea what will happen. I didn't run it. So because Mike is at the 0, Mike is not going to be removed. So I will go back to the original state. That's it. You see what we have done is, we update if you want. If you want to delete, we need to remember the index. So you read it once and write it once. And if you are going to delete several accounts at the same time, that will be a problem. So what you can do is, when a person wants to delete, you automatically delete. You may do this if you want. You can hold another thing here, could be bool, okay, and you can say to be deleted, okay. And at the very beginning, to be deleted, you can initialize this every element to true, and then and if these are okay, let's see, how am I going to do? If to be deleted, I will skip. So if to be deleted is true, then I will skip. So I'm going to come here. For example, if I want to delete, let me come here. To be deleted, if I want to delete the Mike, Mike, I know in index 1, I will make this true. Okay, look at here. This is type is bool. So I will make this, where is it? Oh, I lost my code. Okay, here it is. To be deleted true. So I'm going to delete the mic. So what I'm going to do is check this to be deleted I. Okay, if it is true, if it is not true, if it is going to be, if it is true, I will continue. Otherwise, I will, if it is false, I will write into the file. So in order to do this, I will be making this to be deleted when I read file, read everything. I will make this I at the very beginning false. So I need to make this false. I'm sorry, because we don't have index here. I will be using this one, first index. So I will make this false, so not to be deleted. When I'm reading, the initial value is not to be deleted. If a user wants to delete that, I will just make that index true. That's it. So this should work. So you can ask a user to, if he wants to delete an account, and search it mic and find the index and then mark it as index to be deleted. So there are several ways of doing the same stuff. I believe this is far long enough video to watch. I'll try to cut it here. If you have any questions, just drop into the comment box. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. This code should be refactored into the function. This could be put into the read file, read from file. This should be write to the file. So there could be a lot of refactoring can be done, and it's possible. But that's all. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hope it will be useful. Thank you.